Hello everyone, I'm Magpie2541, and I'm here with Blue Dragon 5.
Hello.
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 And we're here to talk about the new Toy Story thing that came out a few weeks back. We finally got together to talk about it, because, well, I just haven't had the time recently. Give you a basic rundown of the story is that the toys are traveling with their new owner, once again.
Bonnie.
And they have to stop off at a motel and, fun ensues. They get kidnapped, they get threatened to be sold off on eBay, or whatever's the Pixar Universe's version of eBay is, and they have to stop that from happening because and the running theme is like a horror movie type element going on through it. So, what do you think of this, Mr. Blue Dragon 5?
I liked it very much. I thought it was fantastic. It was great. The only complaint is it's not. I wanted it to be longer.
Yeah, that seems to be what a few people I've heard talk about this say. They wanted it to be longer because it just doesn't seem long enough. And I really liked it because we got Combat Carl.
Apparently it works like the G.I. Joe lines. There are a bunch of guys named Combat Carl. This one being played by Carl Weathers, otherwise known as Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Also from Predator, so yeah.
And much like his character, he lost his arm too, and they did that intentionally.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. That was really cool. And plus, we got James Bond in this.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton is Mr. Pricklepants.
Yes. Yeah, he's in this because, and from Doctor Who fame as well, because he was in Doctor Who.
And the great Stephen Tobolowsky as our villain in this, as the motel, as the
clerk. Yeah. He was really great in this. I was surprised that quite a lot of celebrities had come on board, because I didn't think that was actually Timothy Dalton at first, and I was like, that's probably just someone doing Timothy Dalton.
He reprised his voice from Toy Story 3. Everyone reprised their voices.
Yeah, so that was great, you know. Obviously, it's like voicing is not a big deal. Like, I mean, you just go in, you record your voice, and that's it.
When I say I wish it was longer, I think I don't want this to come across wrong. I love every minute of the 22-minute special. It's clear they do it well. I'm saying, imagine if they can do that with just 22 minutes. Imagine if they could do it with a full hour.
Yeah. I was hoping for like an hour-long special, you know, but
Well, we've seen what they can do in the past with 5 minutes. So I mean, you know.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite moment, and what was your least favorite moment from that?
Oh, there were so many great moments. I did not have a single least favorite moment at all. No worst moment at all, but...
well, that's why I said least favorite, like, moment you were like, oh, this is not...
The only most minute nitpick I even have, and this is getting to the point where it's like ridiculous, is what does not impact the special at all, is that, I don't know, maybe when Woody is about to be sold, he gets put in the box. I don't know, maybe Buzz could have more of a reaction. That's really, I mean, you see this in, like, say, Woody, or anything like that, because, I mean, Toy Story 2 was the whole plot of Toy Story 2 going after Woody after he's, you know, stolen by somebody. It's like a very minor thing, though. I mean, you know, they deal with it, so it's fine. But,
yeah, so what was your favorite moment overall?
I'll tell you one thing I did love very much. I loved the opening with the horror movie because I thought that looked beautiful. It looked absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
The black and white horror film with the Dracula. well, I don't know, it's not Dracula verbatim, but I love when Pixar is black and white ever since Toy Story 2, and they've perfected it ever since. And the best shot in this film, in my opinion, is when Dracula, he does one of those like appearances, turns from bat to human or kind of vanishes, and it looks like a realistic old monster movie effect when he vanishes. I think I got a favorite line though.
Okay.
I think it might be I don't know why. It just sounds so much like Woody to me because everyone was in character in this. So that was great. I loved it when Potato Head's like wants to leave the bag. The amenities. Check out. Well, I promise him I bring some back. And Woody has this great line. He says, "Potato Head, don't leave the bag. Toys get lost in hotels all the time." It's him being the pragmatic guy, and that's true. It's still remaining true to the whole toy nature of things, and toys do get lost. I love everything about this. It's really hard for me to isolate a single moment. Everyone's great. Yeah, I guess if there is one possible least good thing that doesn't really bother me. Well, Woody, let me ask you what you thought of this, Magpie. When Woody and Buzz, Potato Head's arm is like pointing up, and they keep thinking it's the number one.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that funny to you? Or?
No, I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It's not making them look silly, is it?
No, it's like they think they're playing charades. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
But this is a really Buddy or Woody or Buzz's story.
This is Jessie's.
Jessie's story.
I love the message of this. It's a great message.
Do.
Conquering fear. And, of course, Jessie is claustrophobic. Makes perfect sense.
My favorite moment, though, is where Jessie gets sealed in the box and she has to fear her way out. That's really cool. I thought that was my favorite. My least favorite moment. Oh, I don't really have one either, really. There are moments where I was like, this could be happening a little bit faster, but that was just in the initial watch. But now I know like every moment is really important. But I'd probably go with your least favorite moment. That's like a really tiny nitpick as well.
Exactly. But a few things. How did you feel? Because surprisingly, I've heard very few people aren't too crazy about this in comparison to the other Toy Story stuff, and that still shocks me. But fair enough. Some people aren't crazy about the shorts, the Toy Story Toons, because they feel it's why do shorts when we can that are inferior to the film, which they aren't inferior at all, really. So I still don't get that complaint. Point is, few things I've heard brought up. The selection of characters, because obviously not every character can be in this special.
Yeah, and some of them have passed away. So,
I mean, the point they have been replaced. Like Slinky is now Blake Clark instead of Jim Varn. But I mean, they can't put every character in there because they have to hire the actors. But also, the story would be overcrowded if they put every character in there for a 22-minute.
Yeah, and the thing was said that the owner would not take all of them with her.
Exactly. It would make sense if she brought them all. But I like how it does unfold like a horror film, and like a classic horror film. Mr. Pricklepants is hilarious, and yet it's brilliant writing. Just him saying, this is what would happen next in the horror film: the skeptic, the innocent, the heroes, and that. And one of my grandmother's favorite line from this special is, "And so it begins." After Potato Head vanishes,
I love. Well, there's so much I like about this. I know we could keep praising on it, but Pixar always does a great job, usually. So like even with Cars, I didn't particularly hate Cars, and I didn't particularly hate Cars 2. There has to be a bad movie amongst all this stuff. Like anyway, there's dirt amongst there has to be one least shiny thing amongst all this good stuff. As bad as episode 1 is, I'm still not. I don't hate that movie as much as other people do, but I I just was saying, like, Pixar does such good stuff all the time. But, really hard to, like, as you said, it was really hard to find something horrible about this.
Actually, now that I think about it, there is actually one thing that actually might be subpar. Or, not subpar, let me ask you this, Magpie. Did you think the very ending was a little too exaggerated? When the manager of the sleepwell motel is approached by the police, appropriately enough. Again, I think he's probably technically the most evil out of all the Toy Story human villains.
Yeah.
So even Al, I mean, true, Al did steal Woody, yet, I mean, he tried paying for him, and it was only out of desperation. Still not good, but, he was sleazy, but he wasn't like a thief. Like, he didn't, well, I mean, a massive thief. Like, this guy would steal and sell on eBay. That's if you look back at the film, it holds up well in the rewatch, because you'd see the Sleepwell Motel kids stay for free, and that's why. They stay for free, so his little pet iguana, Mr.
Yeah, like, and you don't know that's what's going on until, like, towards the very end. But this guy, I gotta agree with you, he's, like, the most evil out of all the Toy Story human villains.
And at the very end, the police approach him, and it's really, it's funny, because what I want from a Pixar film is a black and white detective film. We got police and we got black and white, so if you just mix those together. But anyway, so they approach him. Basically, he slips out of there and he steals a cop car next, and he really uneventfully he rams into like a sign. He's trapped and he runs. Oh, you really should you shouldn't have left the keys in the car. And that was hilarious, by the way. The cop saying that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was a little bit of an overreaction, or too exaggerated.
If you really, if you reach that just a little bit farther, it could be, but like it's funny, so it's I found it a bit funny, so
I don't mind it. It's just I'm just curious if it's like an exaggerated too much or anything.
No, I don't think so. But
the reveal of the monster that was nicely done. You didn't call it, did you?
I didn't call it was an iguana. I thought it was like a mouse or a rat or something that it would be.
Mm.
I don't even think the human would do it. Like the desk clerk would be involved. So.
Oh, yeah, for a second I was thinking kind of like mutant toys we had in Toy Story the original or something along those lines, but I didn't.
No
idea. Like it was like gonna be lost toys or something, like abducting them. But yeah, this I thought the iguana was nice. Really, they did keep it monstery. It made me hate commercials even more though, because like Jessie's about to be approached by this monster. Oh no, commercial! Darn it! But yeah. Again, the toys that are in this filled a role. And again, another nitpick is that Ham's not in this in any capacity. But he's mentioned though.
Yeah.
So, like, it would have been nice to actually see him or hear John Ratzenberg as Ham. Is kind of would have been nice, but they had to keep it short and focused on the characters.
Yeah, and would you really take a money bank with you?
True, very well. I mean, also evil Dr. Porkchop, but. Yeah. Also, Transitron was funny.
Yeah.
Angus Maclane directed this. He directed Small Fry, and he has a great sense of humor, especially with the toy designs. He did Small Fry had all these original toy designs, and they all have a story behind them, by the way. Like they all belong to a toy line that they conceived and everything. And I love the toys in this special, like the Pocket Pals or the Pocket Superheroes.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. He panics. I'm next! Sold all his buddies. Transitron thanks you. Are you sure? No.
Yeah.
Jesse, the Carl Weathers Combat Carl speech is hilarious. You get Combat Carl Jr.
Yeah, that was classic.
You didn't think that was too heavy-handed, do you?
Well, I thought, okay, Combat Carl was supposed to be like a G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah.
So,
and the character from Predator, basically.
Yeah. But I imagine that my idea was that was an earlier model of Comeback Carl, or it was released in like a micro machine form, like micro, like a smaller play set.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know when he says it, it's great. I'm just wondering if Jessie kind of saying, Jessie never gives up. Jessie finds a way. Wondering if that doesn't bother me. I'm wondering if it, maybe he's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Well, it gets the job done in the end,
Yeah, like 80s action star way, but yeah.
I thought it was hilarious, though, when he says, Combat Carl never gives up. Combat Carl finds a way. Say it. Combat Carl, you're not Combat Carl. That was a good scene, and I like how they still forwarded kind of the relationships and stuff we come accustomed to, the Buzz and Jessie thing. It's not overplayed, but it's played just right. He cares about her.
Yeah.
I love that. That was a nice little, a real character-driven scene when they're in the trunk and she gets trapped in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really seeing in that whole thier and how she.
Yeah, that sees what happens later, so it's really good. You have to establish that, so that and I wasn't picking that this would be a Jessie story from the beginning, so
neither did I.
It wasn't until partway through I went, this is going to be all about Jessie, and that's interesting because we haven't really they thoroughly explored the relationship between Buzz and Woody, but it's these other ones that they haven't really touched upon. So
yeah, I'm impressed with Jessie. And rewatching, I confirmed this. At first, I bought Woody, then Jessie. I was thinking, is that Al buying them on eBay? But then, I rewatched it, and on the box, it says to Al's Toy Barn when they're being shipped off.
Oh, really? So
it is Al buying them. It's perfect. I love that. Fantastic. It's great. And they also use the little toy conceits, using Buzz's wrist laser and then the glow-in-the-dark function, which looks great for that Halloween special, by the way.
Yeah.
And Rex had some funny lines also. He was the only one who knew what was going on in this special, in this situation.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say enough good things about this special. It's really very, very well done, well crafted, using the toys as kind of the horror movie players, the archetypes, and worked out well in the end, and very enjoyable. Some people say it's not Halloween enough, but it follows the horror conceits and opens with a little Halloween thing.
What did you want? Did they want a guy in a Captain Kirk mask going around killing people?
No, not that Halloween.
Oh, okay.
No, but
it's tough. It's pretty much we loved it, and we can't wait for another one. So
indeed, the Toy Story Toons have been fantastic so far in my eyes, and I can't wait for more. And we should be getting another one. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Christmas because it's supposed to come out in spring.
Okay.
Shame is, I would love Toy Story, Pixar, just to branch themselves out and to put money behind it and do their animation on television, because that's really an untapped market. DreamWorks has tried it and they haven't done well with it.
What about, don't they do Monsters and Aliens?
Yeah, they do Monsters, Aliens, Penguins of Madagascar, and Kung Fu Panda. I mean, they're not putting all the money into it. They're not getting the star. The animation's lacking. It's it's half baked the way they do it. I'm saying if Pixar put the money and make the quality, this felt like an episode of a TV series that would have been a fantastic TV series. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they did that. If they could, again, it's assuming they have all the money in the world to pay for all the actors to come back and, again, fund the animation. I think it'd be momentously successful, even if with an original idea or just continuing other stuff, But
I think if I were them, I'd go with an original idea, because that way you don't have to pay for Tom Hanks, who's probably very expensive.
Very true. But also, I did take something into account after I found this out. I found out this film has been in the works for 2 years, so that's probably another thing. So you get two specials after it's been kind of worked on for about 2 years, 3 years counting the second special coming out. So that's kind of the other flaw. All this great animation takes a lot of time. So
Yeah.
and it's a shame, but maybe one day, one of these days, because they got Pixar Canada. I don't know if they can work it out. Maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
These guys are fantastic storytellers. They can do amazing stuff with 5 minutes, with half an hour, as they originally wanted to do with Toy Story, with Tin Toy. They still would have done a fantastic job, but thank God this special was great.
All right. I think we can wrap it up here.
Have a happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.